Welcome to the continuation of Global Sourcing Essentials. In this section, we will discuss supplier selection, management, and quality control. Once you have identified potential suppliers, make sure to review their qualifications carefully. Remember to equitably compare all suppliers on the criteria and requirements you have identified as optimal. Check to see if any information is missing from a potential supplier profile. If it is, ask the supplier directly. If they're interested in exploring a business opportunity with you, then they will be willing to provide further information, references, and names of other customers. Be wary of suppliers who do not want to share business information or references. As you're reviewing profiles, compare prices quoted without logistics included and with logistics included. This is otherwise known as landed cost. You'll want to see what their production scale is, the type of equipment used, and if they have experience in manufacturing your product. In the same light, check on the access they provide you to monitor quality and the types of quality systems they use, and quality certifications they've received, like ISO 9000. As you're going through your checklist, an assumption derived on country location may not hold true if the supplier is not located close to transportation corridors, like highways, ocean ports, or airports. Additional criteria include the supplier's export experience with your type of product and their experience in exporting to the U.S., as well as their technical capabilities, especially if they're producing customized products. Just like with other service providers, you'll want your supplier to be readily available for questions and production issues. Make sure to clearly understand their communications capabilities, as it would be difficult to expedite a change if you're only communicating via email. And again, double check their references as part of your due diligence. Once you've identified your top candidates, schedule a visit to meet with their executives and tour their facilities. If raw materials such as chemicals, textiles, or plastics are critical to your product, then consider a visit to their suppliers as well. This is especially important for consumer goods like cosmetics. If you're importing a customized product, then it's almost essential to take employees with multiple skills. Including a diverse team results in a better assessment of capabilities and management of a potential supplier. This diverse team can ask the same questions from different employees at the company, so as not just to rely on the management team to validate information. They can also assist in observing what are the products the supplier is producing, for whom, and who else is managing their production projects. During your visit, stay calm and focused. Avoid making a quick decision and exposing a sense of urgency. Make sure to prepare for all scenarios during the visit and have an alternative should you not reach an agreement. If you're not fluent in the foreign language, then request recommendations for translators versus using one supplied by the potential manufacturer. Maintain the same translator and negotiators throughout the trip to avoid misunderstandings. And lastly, visit the top potential supplier last. This will allow you to process all the information gathered on the trip and be better prepared for questions and negotiations. To avoid hidden cost on your final invoice, carefully analyze all of the price quotes you've received. If their quotes are difficult to understand, like the one shown here, then it's not possible to determine 1, if they can successfully complete the job and meet your quality expectations, and 2, are they making a sufficient margin to support their liquidity and cash flow needs. Another red flag on this particular quote is the footer that says all prices subject to change without notice. It looks like maybe customer communication isn't too high on their list. Once you have decided on a supplier and price, make sure there is an agreement on other aspects of the transaction, such as Incoterms. Incoterms, also known as International Commercial Terms, are devised and published by the International Chamber of Commerce. They are used to divide transaction costs and responsibilities between buyer and seller and reflect state-of-the-art transportation practices. Among the best known Incoterms are EXW, known as Xworks, FOB, known as Free on Board, and CIF, known as Cost, Insurance, and Freight. Transportation insurance, payment terms such as Net 30 or Net 60, and a definition of terms should be clearly referenced in the purchase order and the purchase order's confirmation. To achieve success in importing, it is critical to manage quality control. Pressure on production cost, distance, time, and cultural differences make it unavoidable, especially for custom-made products. Many foreign suppliers lack a quality culture or monitor quality control as strictly as expected by U.S. buyers. Subtle differences in design or color tolerances might be acceptable for them, but not for you. They may even have different quality levels for an existing product, for example, a good, best, and better model. There are also default issues that occur with regards to cross-cultural communication, time zones, language, and business culture, which makes daily interaction that occurs in the U.S. much more challenging to replicate abroad. If you receive a shipment that does not meet your quality standards, it will be very difficult to stop payment because payment mechanisms do not provide protection for quality issues. As a result, to avoid loss or delays, include quality control in your import project management. For custom products or parts, additional problems can arise as a result of the supplier's efforts to lower production cost after they are chosen. This may occur if the supplier offers a very low price to win the order, or if the importer demands further price reductions. Quality problems also appear if there is not sufficient interaction between both parties. For example, if design specs and quality were not communicated clearly before production. As a side note, here we see the value in taking a diverse team to visit suppliers. Implementing quality control provides significant benefits to the importer, such as minimizing the risk and associated cost linked to quality, loading, warehousing, or non-compliance issues. For example, products rejected by customs because the country of origin sticker is not in English. It also ensures contractual obligations are met, like design specs, packing requirements, printing, and delivery. It helps avoid rejected delivery due to issues such as a wrong barcode or packaging color. Lastly, it also supports the